Hey everyone, was addict here. Recovering meth addict and alcoholic and all other stuff as well, but mainly it's the drink and the meth. So I'm doing a page in my book, and I love this because it showed me how long it took my body to adjust to working in sobriety and how hard it was to work in sobriety fresh out of drug use, and fresh out of drinking. So I don't know life beyond drugs, and if I would have a job, I would lose it because I chose drugs and alcohol to be the ruler of my life. So it literally took about 3 to 4 months for myself to actually adjust to it. It's brand new for me. It's highly uncomfortable. My anxiety, my depression, all that kind of stuff was coming to a boil, and I just had to learn to adjust because this is a new me, and we can't not work. We definitely need to work to keep our addict minds busy and, just to pay bills and stuff. I've never really had that opportunity to pay fully bills when it comes to a house, a phone and stuff like that. Previous in my marriage I did, but most of my life I have had things paid for me. So this was a time to really be an adult, and get into sobriety and try and learn how to be a recovering addict. And it was really, really hard. It was very frustrating. I had a lot of breakdowns, but I did. It took me 4 months, basically, I think in November. So August I started, and November I felt myself coming back. In between that, I was meditating daily. I was doing stoic. I was doing things to help my recovery as well. But just really staying afloat. It was very blurry. I'm fucking glad I made it. So it was really good. But my thing is to share that when it comes to recovering addicts, going back into sobriety, if you're anything like me and you haven't worked in straight and most of your jobs are being thrown away because of your habit, be careful to go back out into that world. I did 8 months just shadow work and learning to just adjust during the day without using, and that was my biggest step. And to make it to a year, because I knew if I made it to a year, my brain would be, reprogrammed, and I'd get healthier or put on a lot of weight during my first couple of years, and get that sorted. It was a big thing. And then I went out into the job scene. I think I was a year and 4 months into my sobriety with some relapses, and that's okay. And then I started the work thing. I created how to adjust in my own head at the beginning, and then how to adjust in a job. And then once I adjusted for those two things, then my next thing was to start to look after myself, because that is so important, is to do mental health checks and look after your body and do some form of fitness or anything that's going to get the endorphins running and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my share for today, guys. I just wanted to share that I love this bullet diary. It has taught me so fucking much about my recovery. I found my triggers, everything in here. So this is back in 2020. I'm very behind on it, but I'm enjoying the moment of realizing that it's hard for everyone in so many things when it comes to recovery, but push through, because you will get to days like this where you enjoy it and you can look back and go, fucking hell, the 11th of January 2023, I'll be 2 years clean off the meth. So that's amazing. Emotions are kicking high because I fucking made it. Not with other stuff, but just meth. I did it, so celebrating that with some cake. And I will look back on my book and just look at my process of my recovery, just to remind me and how far I've come. Thanks, guys.